Hey guys, how are you? Hope everybody's doing well today. It is our favorite time of the, I don't know, month, every couple months. How often does this happen? Month and a half? Um, but yeah, it's Cursed City new rotation. We're at the Amius boss fight. This is normal mode. Um, yes, needs to be said always. We got two difficulties, normal and hard. Today we're doing normal. I have done this rotation in the past, like I think I've pretty much done all of them by now, but I definitely did use slightly different champs, didn't have some of these last time, didn't use some of these last time, so like as always, I'm trying to look at the boss fight and get you guys the most accessible team I can come up with, because if we look at stuff, like if I were just doing this and I didn't post YouTube videos, I would pick stuff like Void Legos or more Void Legos or strong Legos that, not a lot of people have. Like, I got some stuff here, right? More to Macabre. He has heal reduction. That's helpful. But yeah, so we will get the gang back together here. This is what I used for this rotation. Yeah, like I said, I've done this rotation in the past. This is not the same team. I've never used Drexthar before. I've never used Ursala the Mourner before, only leveled her recently. So, new rotation. Nobody's ever beaten this one before with these champs. Just kidding. I'm sure somebody has. But yeah, so fairly accessible here. We do have good old Drexthar B-Twin from, what is it? Tag Team Shop? Tag Team Shop. Got Ursala the Mourner, Void Epic, fairly accessible. You've got Artak, who was a free champion a while back. Hopefully you've snagged this one because he's super duper good. Definitely one of the best free champs they ever gave. And White Dryad Nia, another Void Epic here. Super strong champ. I absolutely love her Ally Protect in this fight. It is massive. And yeah, I've started selecting her in several Amy's fights because she will save you during the part where he's doing 80 bajillion damage to a single target. So she'll save you with the Ally Protect. And then I do have Teela here. This is sort of, honestly, like this and this. I mean, yeah, honestly, the whole team is just replaceable, right? Like if you have something that does what these champs do or does what they do better, like please, absolutely, as always, use them. My rationale here with the damage dealers, you can see I've actually got 3 burners, which is a good way to deal damage because this dude has 95 million HP and 95 billion defense. So basically, if we can do damage that's not associated with those things, that's nice. I've got the triple brimstone here, so like please let's apply some brimstone. Brimstone super strong in this fight. So if you can get some brimstone carriers, do it. And then the other theme is these people won't die, right? Because they're burners. So you build them tanky. So these people, that you should have them built survivably, and you should be able to do damage without getting one-shotted by this boss, right? So that's a big key here. And again, there's nothing special about Teela in particular. If you have anybody who could fulfill this role, if you have somebody who can do something and not die, like this guy, or this guy, or this guy, or, whatever the heck this guy, whatever you've got here, somebody who can just do some damage but they're not made of paper. That's what you're looking for here. And then with the supports, obviously we've got things like Ally Protect, Increase Defense, Strengthen. I've got Big Strengthen and Baby Strengthen. Obviously they don't stack, but it's nice to have a couple options here. Artak has Decrease Attack. That's super useful ability. We'll talk about using it. I do have Drexthar Bloodtwin on the Increase Accuracy lead. You do need like a lot of accuracy for this fight, maybe like 450 for the normal version, so definitely you should have a lot of accuracy. It's 500 plus for hard, but we're on normal, so it's a little more chill down here. And yeah, so as always, we'll go over the fight, complete walkthrough. I will tell you every decision I'm making, why I'm doing that. I'll tell you why I'm doing this instead of that. And hopefully that will help you understand the fight better and apply it to your own team, and hopefully you can beat the boss. And yeah, these are these are definitely some of my more popular videos. I always love to see people commenting and say like, hey, I was actually able to beat this. Like that literally makes my day. So, you know, as always, hopefully we can help a couple of you guys get through this. So here is my video of the absolutely lovely Amius fight. We'll make sure it's muted so you can't hear me talking to myself in the background or whatever I do when I record these. So like I said, Drexthar is in the lead because he does have an accuracy aura, and that is incredibly useful for the fight. Also, in general, there's no better aura than that here. You've got like Doom Tower auras and things like that don't really apply. So for me personally, that's the best aura. Again, if you have a better aura, if you have like speed aura, that'd be pretty good. Increased HP, increased defense, stuff like that's always good. And then obviously accuracy, because it's such a steep requirement. So if you're survivable, I'd say go for the accuracy. Make sure you're landing some debuffs. Okay, so what the heck is happening here? It's a super overwhelming fight if you've never done it before. But at the end of the day, it's just like an incredibly predictable pattern that can be memorized and manipulated and used to your advantage. So hopefully you start to see that as we talk about it. So we're in the first form. This is our countdown to Eclipse. So in 4 turns, he's going into the Eclipse form, which is the scarier form. This ability is an absolutely massive heal. It'll decrease the duration of your buffs. It'll increase the duration of his buffs. And decrease the duration of his debuffs. So very, very strong ability. He has insane sustain. He'll heal a lot. That's why it's important to, you know, do some damage, because it's really very possible to be survivable in the fight, but not actually have enough damage to kill him. So we don't want to do that. Second ability, this one's a bit trickier. It is in AoE stun. Will probably stun your whole team unless you happen to have a lot of resistance. I don't have any resistance, so whatever. But I mean, it's definitely a valid strategy to play with a cleanser who has resistance, use things like block debuffs. Unfortunately, on this rotation, like I said, I'm using my accessible team for you. I don't actually have anybody doing that. So I can confirm I've beaten this on a ton of rotations with no block debuffs. Nobody focused on resistance. We just tank the stun and move on with our day. And then scary part about this ability is the fact that he will reverse any debuffs that you put on him, with the caveat that they must be reversible. And that's definitely the scary ability. And he'll get like 1,000,000 turns of it too. So you really just want to open with all A1s here if you are going to attack him, because like if I decrease his attack, he's going to turn it into increased attack. If I decrease his defense, he's going to turn it into decreased defense. If I put weaken, it's going to be strengthen. So yeah, be very careful about that. But I am going to use a couple abilities, like for example, like we were talking about HP burn being really good. He can't reverse HP burn. There's no counterplay to that, so that's not going to be reversed. Like Teela has leech. He can't reverse leech. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that one. So there actually are several debuffs that we could place that are completely fine to place. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so Artak first. So yeah, like we talked about, HP burn, that is completely fine to place. Go ahead and do it. It can't be reversed. Artak, he does have decrease attack on the A2. So be a little careful with that one. Don't want to apply that at the wrong time, but HP burn, completely fine. Apply that whenever you want, as often as you want, go for it. And then I always say this in my Amius walkthroughs. If you have a Brimstone carrier, like I said, I've got 3 of them. If you have a Brimstone carrier and you don't place Brimstone immediately, you should totally just go ahead and restart it. Just do it. It's so much damage. It's literally millions of damage. So in my opinion, just just go ahead, just restart it, get your Brimstone proc, get your damage. All right, so next up, Ursala the Mourner. And there's nothing wrong with placing buffs on yourself. That's completely fine. And honestly, the fact that he reduces the duration of your buffs works in your favor, because when he goes into this form, he places an ability where he will reverse your buffs. So you don't really want to have any buffs on you when you get to that part. So the fact that he does that, that's fine. But yeah, he's going to do a lot of AoE abilities here. So it really is helpful to have the increased defense strengthen. This is going to save you from taking a lot of damage. So let's see what's up with that. The only negative, oh yeah, and then yeah, like I said, there's, you know, nothing wrong with placing Leech, HP Rune. We placed Hex. There's, you know, no counterplay. You can't reverse Hex. So all that that's completely fine. And then something also to be cautious about, if you did happen to place Teela, she has a continuous heal on her A2. So you don't use that at the point where it can be reversed. So just, yeah, a little suggestion about that one too. You know, as always, be careful when you use your buffs and debuffs. Drexthar, not a lot of point to the provoke, so may as well just go ahead and get the triple hit with the A1. A1 here. I'm just increasing the duration of the HP burn for now. I don't want to use the decreased attack until he's used both abilities, because I want it to be applied for the maximum time. Just go ahead with that one. Yeah, this is the only unfortunate thing about him opening with the stun. He typically likes to open with the heal, is that you don't get as much damage because he does kind of heal it up. But that's why we made sure to get our Brimstone proc. Make sure we're still going into the next phase with some damage. On him. Okay, so White Dryad Nia here. A couple things to note. I'm going to use the A1 on this turn. Reason I'm going to do this, you don't want to use the ally protect ability, increased defense, because you're going to get your buffs reversed. So don't kill yourself because you'll get like weaken and decreased defense put on you. So yeah, do not do that. Bad idea. And then also, this is super good ability, but remember, if you reduce a cooldown in this phase, he will reduce his own cooldown of going into Eclipse form. However, we can cheat the system a little bit though. Right now it's at 2 turns, so I don't want to do it. But if you do this when it's at 1 turn, he was going into Eclipse form anyway. So yeah, absolutely. If only 1 turn left, go ahead and use this. And yeah, so we'll talk about that more in a second. No need to overwhelm you right now. A1 for now. I shouldn't. Oh yeah, it's okay to apply that. Yeah, because we're still in the point where we're not going to get the continuous heal turned into heal reduction. So that's fine. Yeah, but again, be careful using that one toward the end, because any buffs you're putting on, they're getting reversed. So keep that in mind. And then I do go ahead and use the Dogs of War, the decrease attack now. Reason being, he's used both these abilities, so I don't need to worry about him increasing the duration of it. Don't need to worry about him reducing it. And then his A1 in this form, it's a giant AoE, and it actually does a lot of damage. So if you can get decreased attack on him at this point, it's very good. And then we should still have the decreased attack applied when he goes into the next form and does another couple of AoE abilities. So that is very good. Just keep doing, you know, A1s on anybody who's practical. More Brimstone proc. The benefits of having so many of them. And then, yeah, that's the AoE A1 I was talking about. But again, I mean, look at us. We got, you know, increased defense. We've got all this stuff. We got decreased attack, so we saved a ton of damage there. We're actually quite healthy. And then, like I said, he is going into the next form no matter what. So you can decrease all the cooldowns you want here. And I always like to decrease the cooldowns and heal Artak, just because he's my damage dealer of this fight. You know, he's got the double hit HP burn. He's got the HP burn extension. He's got the decreased attack detonate. So he's my star of the show. But yeah, you know, whoever you picked, that's probably who you want to use it on. Or if you have somebody who is genuinely getting a little weak in HP, obviously it's a massive heal. So go ahead and use it on that person. And now we're just preparing to go into the Eclipse form. I just use Dogs of War again, make sure we keep that applied. You know, get another detonate out of it since I had decreased the cooldown. A1s on anybody it's practical. A1. Okay, so now we're going into the next form. And like I said, this first ability, he is going to instantly reverse any buffs on you. That can be resisted, but again, I didn't build resistance, so oh well. And then because of the lasting gifts, you know, the mastery, a couple of them are lingering. So unfortunately, those people did get heal reduction, but overall, like, pretty clean swap, right? We don't have like weaken on us, we don't have decreased defense on us, so still really good stage swap. Still doing damage with Brimstone, HP burn, stuff like that. Okay, so if you can survive the two abilities, his A1 is actually the scary one. His A1 is it's single target, big hit, ignore all defense, ignore shield, ignore unkillable, you know, ignore everything. So this is a very scary ability. So basically, the only way to combat this ability is, you know, being survivable. It's possible to like create a tank, like a person who he would target. I don't usually mess with that. I've never needed to, but we have Strengthen. And we're also, Nia is going to place Ally Protect. So basically, I'm super tanky and I can just split the damage with whoever she chooses, preventing them from dying. So like, I absolutely love Ally Protect in this fight. I am using it on a lot of the rotations now, probably not all of them, but yeah, people like Toragi, Nia, super good during this section. And then something else to note about this part is you have to look at the fight as a whole. You're going to be swapping between these two forms, Eclipse form and the other form, the entire time. So before you make a decision, you have to understand that it might affect the other form. So in this form, you need to be very, very, very careful about applying debuffs that can be reversed, because he's going to use his A1, and on his next turn, he's going back to the other form. And if you have decreased attack on him or decreased defense, he's going to reverse it. So just keep that in mind. I do not like to apply any reversible debuffs during this stage. I don't feel comfortable doing it because, you know, you might get like the, what is it? Sniper that increases the duration of the debuffs. You might get like a sniper proc. Your debuff might stay on too long. It could, you know, screw you up. It's a little bit scary. So careful with that one. So like, yeah, like I said, I'm just going with the straight HP burn, get a Brimstone proc. All right, just A1 there, that's fine. And then like I said, Ally Protect, super important. We'll just keep A1ing on Drexthar. Like I said, I don't want to use my decreased attack. That makes me uncomfortable during this phase. And then you can see, we'll rewind a little bit so you can see she's going to split the damage with Teela. And we're actually both fairly healthy, so keep that in mind. It's okay for Teela to use the continuous heal. There's no reversing of the debuffs. I'm sorry, of the buffs. That's going to happen to us, so it's very safe to use that ability. And yeah, I guess I'm contemplating what to do with my heal here. I'm going to use it on myself because, you know, I can heal everybody a little with my passive. Honestly, probably should have healed Teela, but as you can see, I'm showing you the fight that I won, so I assure you, it worked out. All right, so let's keep going. Yeah, like I said, A1, I don't want to do anything weird. Don't get crazy during this part, because he's going back into the other form very, very soon. Very soon. I'll use that, because like I said, you know, no reversible debuffs, really no consequence. Okay, so we're back in the other form. We're getting some Brimstone damage. Like I said, he likes to open with the heal in this form. But if you have reversible debuffs, he will absolutely instantly, like if you have even one on him, he's choosing this form. So that's why I'm super, super careful. I don't want any of those lingering debuffs. They'll mess you up. Okay, and then now we're just going to do exactly what we did last time, right? It worked. at what you're doing during each form, it's the same. It's just a big pattern. So let's keep going. A1, A1, A1. Could have done the HP burn, but it was already on, so no need. There's the stun and the reverse of the debuffs, which doesn't matter because we didn't have any. And now it's completely fine to use whatever the heck you want. I've chosen the decreased attack because, like I said, I really like to have that up during that big AoE ability. As you can see, saved us a ton of damage there. A1 because I don't want my continuous heal to be reversed because we're going into the form soon. Use the HP burn, why not? A1 because I don't want all of Ursala's buffs to be reversed. Once again, I'm deciding what to do with the knee heal. I healed myself. I was being a little selfish. I probably should have healed Teela all those times, but life goes on. Surely. Okay, getting some, more decent brimstone spikes. Continuous heal with Teela and more HP burn. I actually did use the Dogs of War just because it was at the beginning and I knew that we would actually be able to, not have the buff on long enough, but it was still a little risky. Like, it could have, gone for 3 turns instead, and that would have messed me up. So, honestly, wouldn't recommend what I did. I think I was just worried about people being weak. And then, yeah, like I said, I definitely should have healed Teela. But as you can see, we just keep getting brimstone procs. We keep on keeping on, and he dies to the HP burn. So my advice there, heal your weak person. Don't just keep being greedy on Nia. But yeah, unfortunately didn't drastically change the outcome of my fight, but you guys should still be a little smarter than I played it. As you can see, it's not that crazy, right? Like it's a doable fight with doable champions. Champions that are like completely realistic to own. People have them. It's not insane. There's not like 8 void Legos here. But okay, so as always, we'll go over the builds. No need to copy mine exactly. Just give you a feel for what's up, basically. Okay, so let's see who we've got. We've got Mr. Artak. I've just gone for a straight perception build. I have 1 counter attack accessory on him because his A1 is very good. So if he can get a counter attack, that's nice. I don't think we got any. But yeah, basically just have enough accuracy to do whatever you're doing. I'm wondering if maybe... Is it 350 or 450 for Amius Normal? I'm not sure. But we did have the accuracy aura. So yeah, basically, you need enough accuracy to apply what you're doing. You need to not die. This is an HP-based champion. And you need to be pretty fast because this is high-level content. I don't think you need to be 265 by any means, but I mean, you should at least be like 230, something like that. Would be a comfortable speed for normal. Moving on down, there's Teela. This is a very similar character even to Artak. We've got the HP burn. We've got, we've got HP burn. That's about the size of it. So again, another HP based champion. 230. That's what I said. So 232. That's fantastic. Have enough accuracy to do what you're doing and don't die. And then yeah, as all these characters are basically just gonna have kind of the standard PvE masteries, War Master, stuff like that. Okay. I did have one more Lego on that, right? Okay, so this is a build that I actually always laugh at. I'm so glad I can show it to you guys in all of its glory. This is like one of the first champions in the game that I built, and I have not changed him since. I understand that he's a defense-based champ. He, as Nuke, actually hits pretty hard even. I'm, like, completely aware of all this. And I just haven't changed the build. Like, I just went HP. He literally has an uncommon accuracy banner that doesn't even have a speed roll. So that's really, that really tells you something right there. Your build does not have to be that crazy. Like, honestly, with the dude, just stay alive. Just apply the HP burn on your passive. Maybe you can occasionally get a Brimstone proc on the triple hit A1. So, yeah, no comment, really. Drexthar Bloodtwin, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, accuracy aura, super useful, super useful. Really good champ in a lot of areas of the game because of the accuracy aura. All right, let's move down to our epic champions here. Who do we have? We had Ursala the Mourner. Honestly, this is probably the first time I've even showed you guys her on the channel. I only leveled her recently. By no means, you don't have to build her in a frost set by any means. You you really don't. Obviously, it would provide nothing to you in that fight. When I'm building champions, particularly ones that I know I'm not using everywhere all the time, I kind of just like throw them in whatever's around. Like if I have a halfway decent frost set, I'm like, sure, like let's throw that on Ursala the Mourner, you know? So yeah. Sorry, it's you didn't you used to have to click over? Something about this is throwing me off. So basically, HP, defense, speed, don't die. Couple things to note. Theoretically, you can apply decreased attack. I don't really care. In this particular situation, I am obviously using Artak for this purpose. I did not build her to land this debuff singular because it's the only debuff that she has. I mean, theoretically, I guess there's the turn meter, but doesn't apply in this boss. But yeah, so if you need a decreased attack, maybe you should amp up the accuracy, apply the decreased attack, because decreased attack is very good in that fight. We would have taken much more damage if I didn't basically constantly have it applied. So something to consider for her. And I like survival instinct for the blessing, but as always, do whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, and then okay, so something to note about the masteries. I literally mastered her today, and I did these masteries with the complete understanding that Amius was the content I was using her in. So if you're using her in different places, yours might look a bit different, because I know that War Master is super good in Amius fights. I know that you don't want to use this mastery during Amius fight, because it'll make him use his A1 in the Eclipse form, and you'll die. So yeah, like if you're looking at these and you think they look a little weird, that's the perspective that I was looking at that from. So like basically I wanted to get to lasting gifts, but I wanted to avoid this. So that was the thought process. Hopefully that made sense to you. And final member of the team, I think she's right there. Avoid epic. White Dryad Nia. This has become one of my favorite champions for this fight. She's in one of my Hydra teams, so she is in Provoke as my backup Provoker. Again, by no means do you have to copy the build. Provoke offers you nothing during the Amius fight. It would be kind of nice if it did, but alas, nothing. So yeah, HP, defense, okay-ish speed, don't die, accuracy. I guess, yeah, she doesn't need accuracy. Yeah, because you can't place decreased speed. So, okay. There you have it. You don't need accuracy for Amius fight. And then again, kind of standard PvE mastery type situation for somebody who's a support and also places some handy debuffs like decreased speed during Hydra. Okay, well let me just do a double checkaroo. Yep, that was all 5 of the gang. But as always, you guys, good luck with the boss fight. I hope you're able to beat it and get all this lovely gear that you can sell every single piece of because you got bad rolls. I think I kept like 2 of them, so sad. But that's Raid in a nutshell. And as always, thank you so much for taking time to check out the video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your days. Thank you. Goodbye.